Are you okay? You've barely said anything since we left the mine. Oh, you're thinking about what the dragon said, aren't you? We don't know if it was telling the truth. Yeah, we don't know if it was lying either. But that dragon was a jerk. It could have just been messing with you. Right, I guess my mentor knew about soul corruption too. So stupid. If he just told me what would happen. You're right. I probably would have tried to bring you back anyway. Well, yeah, I wanted to fix my mistake, but it was also me being selfish. If you died, there's no way I'd be able to keep adventuring. The guilt would have destroyed me. It already is. What I did was wrong, and I made it even worse by bringing you back. We ended up on this quest, and it failed before we even left town. I should have just done the demon pact and spared you all this trouble. I know you didn't want me to do it, but if the life crystal won't work, then I guess it's our only option now. What? You want to try it anyway? But what if... Yes, adventurers are risk takers, but this is your soul we're talking about. I mean, we do have another choice. I could still do the... Okay. I won't summon a demon. If you're sure. You remember how it works, right? Fall asleep while holding the crystal in your hand. I don't think you have to grip it that tightly. Just relax. Too uncomfortable to sleep? You can rest your head on my lap if you want. No, I don't mind. A bedtime story. Really? Well, I guess. How about... Once upon a time, there was a storyteller. Yes, I know, very meta. She was the keeper of all stories in her village. However, the village folk grew tired of her stories. She worked so hard to create them, but slowly people lost interest. So she walked off into the forest, looking for better stories to tell. In the forest, she came upon a small spring. She looked into the water and said, "How I wish I could tell better stories." Suddenly, a fish popped its head out of the water. It spoke, asking to hear one of her stories. Surprised, she began to tell one of her favorites, and by the time she was done, a small swarm of fish had gathered near her, as well as a man she had never seen before. He was entranced by her tales and asked her to come to his village, as they did not have such stories there. And so the storyteller lived out the rest of her days in that village, telling stories to those who would listen and love them. And she lived happily ever after. Yeah, I don't know what the moral of the story is supposed to be. Be aware of your audience, I guess? Or, yeah, I guess it could be listen to talking fish. Oh, my mother told me that when I was a kid. I think she just made her stories up as she went, so that's probably why it makes no sense. That really didn't help you sleep at all, did it? Do you mind if I play with your hair? It might help calm you down. You know, I really admire your strength. And your confidence. Ever since we met, you've been nothing but incredible. I couldn't believe you agreed to work with a necromancer, but you just said necromancy sounds cool, wanna go on a quest with me? I'd been waiting weeks for a group to agree to work with me. I almost thought about quitting the guild and going back home. But you took me on. None of the amazing things I've seen would have happened if I hadn't met you. And I love that about you. I'm so glad I met you, even if we part ways after this. Sleep already. I was still too much of a coward to say it. I swear, I'll tell you when you wake up. Ah, you're awake. How do you feel? Alive? Not, corrupty, hopefully? I know that's not a word, but really, are you okay? You look the same, so I can't tell. Do you have a heartbeat? Huh? Can't you feel for your pulse? Yeah, I can double check for you. Give me your wrist. What? Why do I have to check your neck? Okay, if you're sure. Let's see. Ah, great, you've got a pulse. It's going pretty fast, too. Are you sure you're What was that for? What? You do? But how? Why? I screwed everything up. Why would you love me? I I didn't say that I don't feel the same way. I do love you. I just don't understand how you could possibly love me. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Why do I love you? How could I not love you? You've had my back through every quest we've been on. I wouldn't have even been able to go adventuring if it weren't for you. Plus, it doesn't hurt that you're cute. No, don't say that I'm cute. Well, I'm not embarrassed. No, my face isn't red. Stop teasing me. I'm already flustered. Huh? Of course I want to keep adventuring with you. And I promise I'll learn to use a different weapon so I don't ever accidentally shoot you again. I know you're strong enough to handle most of the fighting, but you shouldn't have to. If we're going to be partners, I need to share the workload. Huh? A date? Yeah, I'd love to. I can't wait until we get back to town. Oh, a dungeon? A dungeon date? That sounds awesome! Yeah, real adventurers have first dates exploring dungeons. We're just that cool, right? Let's get packed up and go find one. But first, I love you. There, now we're even. Now come on, let's go.